I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We welcome Puppkats to the interview. Hi.
Hi.
Hey, thank you so much for coming on, and please, would you introduce yourself to everybody?
Ohio. My name is Puppkats. I'm an asexual, non-binary sex demon after nothing but your heart. So cut it out for me, won't you? I use they, them pronouns, they, them, theirs, and I am currently being interviewed by Eric Loy.
Hello. I'm Eric Loy. I'm currently interviewing Puppkats. Oh, wait, they know that. I hope they figured that out by now. Thank you so much for coming on. I do appreciate it. Your description of yourself is very interesting.
I get that a lot.
It's like having several double negatives in the same sentence. I don't know where it's coming from.
It is why I call myself like a loving contradiction.
Yes.
Because I always call myself like a contradiction because I have a lot of things going on.
Yeah, well, that's one of the things I think that people don't understand about folks who are asexual or non-binary and all that stuff. Those of us who are, as so vanilla you can see through us, we don't know that sort of thing. It's hard to empathize, so we don't know. We'll be really quick to pigeonhole people and say, well, all this are this, and it's like, no, that's stupid. It's always one size does not fit all, for no matter what you're doing with it. And it's one of the things I think that's really kind of helped with VTubing is that people are getting to understand these things a little bit more because there's so much of a community out there.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing about VTubing is just the general exposure. Like, it is really heartwarming. Well, it can be really heartwarming at times when people tell me that I'm like the first asexual person they've met or the first non-binary person they've met or even the first like Black VTuber they've met. And I get to introduce them to a whole world of other non-binary or Black VTubers or even asexual individuals or content creators.
Yeah. It's and then once we get past that, then we can talk about the person behind it. And that's I'm really hoping that the next generation gets it right. Mine did not. Yours is doing better. We'll see what happens next up. So how did you get started with VTubing? What brought you to it?
Well, I became a VTuber. Well, I was actually doing content creation beforehand. So I was an IRL content creator. And I really enjoyed doing that. But I was actually receiving a lot of sexualized comments about my IRL body. I did like fashion and like cosplay and whatnot. And it was making me really uncomfortable. So I quickly closed that down, even though it was personally fulfilling for me. But I think like the sexualization of my real body was a lot, especially when people send you extremely weird and detailed messages about things they'd like to do to you and parts of your body, like kind of intense. So I found out about VTubing. And I thought that would be a really happy medium. Plus, I actually have severe social anxiety, which is something a lot of people again, don't really think about with me. I think people think of me as a very like outgoing individual, but I'm actually extremely socially averse. And I thought that VTubing would be a good avenue for me to practice my social skills and work on my social anxiety. So it ended up just working out perfectly that I found VTubing as soon as I had closed like my IRL content avenue.
Yeah, well, it still gives you that chance to express yourself and entertain folks and be out there and present yourself the way you want to be presented. You get to set the parameters now. You basically get to wipe the slate clean and start with fresh. And has that been easy for you to do?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine. Has it been easy for you to do?
I'm sorry?
Has wiping the slate clean and starting fresh with the VTuber, was it an easy thing for you to do?
I would say so. I mean, I wasn't that attached to well, sort of. I was a little bit attached to it, but I liked the opportunity of wiping the slate clean more than I was attached to my previous brand.
Yeah, and then you get to you start things fresh. Um, you still get to be you.
Hmm.
And a lot of people say this gives people a chance to be more themselves than they would normally be. I suppose if you have some social anxiety, that's very true.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, like, it's just hard in general for me to talk to people in an IRL format. So this is a lot easier.
Now it is, and I fought with that myself in radio for a long time. It's a lot easier to talk to somebody when you don't see them.
Hmm.
And but when you hit that eye to eye type thing, and especially if there's more than one person in the room, it can be a little overwhelming at times, um, even after all these years. But here you get that chance to speak to a an audience that not only do you not see, but could be on the other side of the planet.
Yeah, you're not bound by like typical societal norms. Like, as you were just saying about like eye contact, even, it's like I don't have to make eye contact with anybody. I'm just staring at a screen, which makes it so much easier to do conversation.
Yeah, and if you do it right, you could be like, with your feet up, laying back, and just looking at the ceiling and doing whatever you want if you set it up right. But it it's it it makes people more comfortable to be social.
Mm.
I think mostly. Um,
Hmm.
there's always going to be some nerves doing it. Have you found that the case for yourself?
It's definitely been easier. VTubing has brought me out of my shell a lot. It's
Yeah,
definitely helped with my social anxiety.
yeah,
But I do feel like the nerves hit every single time I press go live.
yeah,
But it gets easier to stream with every stream that I do.
yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. Has the audience um, picked up for you? Have you been able to get yourself a good core of people coming back to visit?
I'd like to assume so. I'd like to assume so. I mean, I think I have like my core community. I'm still working on, my bigger goals. But I'd like to think that I have a good community of people surrounding me.
Mm. Do you, did you set goals for yourself right away, or are you kind of working yourself into setting the goals?
I had actually planned on quitting VTubing like in the first year that I did it.
Mm,
I know I said like, oh, this was a good avenue for me, which it was, but also it was like extremely overwhelming to jump into the VTuber sphere because I don't know anything about VTubing and I had made my own model and everything and I was gonna quickly quit it because it felt like too much work
yeah,
compared to IRL content creating.
yeah.
Um, but sorry, I forgot the question
Oh,
entirely.
no, you said you were about ready to quit in that first year because it was just too much for you, and I'd like to continue on that a little bit. What made you hang on?
Oh, because I found my community. I've just initially forgot like how I started talking about that, but yeah, my community keeps me going. Just knowing that they're like looking forward to the next live makes me want to keep going. In terms of like content creation, plus like it's become a new creative outlet for me to explore things that I didn't even think that I'd want to do
Yeah,
in the first place.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
It gives you just a little bit more courage to step out.
Mm,
And it's amazing what having that little bit of anonymity will do
mm,
for someone. Sometimes it's not so good because the anonymity goes both ways, um, and you hear about it, or somebody decides to take advantage of it. But here, folks who have social anxieties get to maybe this is not a great word for it, but practice a little bit. Um, you know, maybe say something they've always wanted to say in a in a group situation that they weren't um, confident enough to do. And if they get a positive reaction, well, maybe that carries over.
mm,
Have you found that to be the case, where you've had it carry over a bit into personal life?
mm. Just rephrase the question a little bit.
Sure. If have you found that being able to open up a little bit as a VTuber has translated into your personal life as well?
Like allowing me to be more open.
Yeah.
Mm,
Has it Is there anything that you're more comfortable with now when you're face to face with people?
Yeah, I'm thinking. um, I would say I think VTuber has made me care less, which I mean is what you practice like
Hmm.
in social anxiety, right? It's like not caring about what other people think, ultimately just living your truth.
Hmm.
And I think VTubing has definitely helped with that, where it's like people are gonna dislike you no matter what you do. So why not just be who you are authentically?
Embrace the hate. Use it for your own advantage. Do it.
Yeah.
No, I understand what you're saying. It's sometimes the best way to handle a situation is to try to have it reflect off of you rather than soak in.
Mm,
And that's what that is. I can't even imagine what it is for folks who are um, on the LGBTQ flag and trying to get through daily life. I can't put myself in those shoes, but
mm,
the wonderful thing I think about the internet and how people are interacting is generally we don't care, and that's what you said basically. We don't care.
mm,
It's we're finding out more about the person behind the labels, and getting to more to know about the personality and finding out that there are human beings here,
mm.
and that's a I think that's a really positive thing. Have you found some other things that you wanted to do secretly that you now can do on as VTuber?
Mm. I'm trying to think. I mean,
Have you?
I recently started, well, I say recently, but I've been doing it like off and on for about a year now. But like ASMR content, I
Oh,
always found really fascinating.
well, you should. That
And I
voice
dived into that.
that
Mhm.
voice of yours is absolutely perfect for it. So,
No, thank you. I actually really don't like my voice, but
yeah.
it sounds like that's a very common thing that a lot of YouTubers say. But
Oh, a lot of people say it. Imagine listening to your own voice on the radio for 35 years, and
oh
then
my God, it would.
uh, and then have it
Oh,
have
go
you.
for it.
My wife turns it on in the car, and then I hear myself on a commercial, and I'm like, "Oh God, please turn it off." It took me 30 minutes to do 30 seconds. Turn it off. Um, yeah, it gets pretty bad. But have you found more confidence in your ability to converse with people you don't know, with at least online, as you've gone on as a streamer?
I would say so. I mean, it comes naturally to me at this point in time, just because I've been doing it for a little bit.
Yeah,
But I mean, I know I said that I get that like hint of anxiety or like I feel my heart pumping a little bit, like when
yeah,
I
yeah,
hit go live. But then as soon as like my community starts rolling in, it's just like if I don't think about the fact that I'm streaming, I can kind of just do it.
yeah, yeah. If you don't overthink it and just hold your nose and dive in,
Hmm.
and then once you're in the pool, you feel okay, and
Yeah.
it kind of settles down. So, what are you normally doing on your streams?
I do variety content. It's mostly like comfy cozy stuff.
Hmm.
Gaming, and now I do ASMR pretty consistently just because it's been creatively fulfilling for me.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, a lot of comfy cozy variety games and also just chatting.
yeah. What's the most recent game you've been playing?
Ooh, I'm actually playing Slime Rancher 2, which is a little older. I
I,
think it came out, well, I think it started in the development, or I actually don't know because it was in like alpha for a little bit and they were
yeah,
working on the game, but
yeah,
I picked it up because they're finally it's fully done now.
yeah. So did you play one when it was out?
I did not play one. I played one like retroactively
Yeah.
last year,
Ah,
and I really enjoyed it.
yeah. So what's the difference between one and two? Because I haven't seen two at all.
It's bigger. Like the map is like huge. The map is like massive.
Hmm.
But it's mostly the same as like Slime Rancher
Yeah.
1. So if you like Slime Rancher 1, you're gonna like Slime Rancher 2, in my opinion. I will say that some of the materials, the material system, like collecting materials for upgrades and stuff like that, is a little bit different than it is. Well, not a little, it's a lot different
Oh,
than it is in Slime Rancher 1. So those are like the two big differences. Like the map is pretty big, and collecting materials is a little more tedious.
yeah. But you still get that. You still do you still have the ones that like kill all the other slimes and can like
Yeah, they're still there.
"Ew."
I play on peaceful though, because I wanna have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, I would that would be too much. Don't
Mhm.
hurt my slimes. Yeah, they look like that looks like a fun game to play. I haven't done Slime Rancher 1 yet. I probably should. Maybe get my
Yeah,
grandson involved in that. He might like that game
you should.
a
It's
little
like
bit.
pretty cheap. It's like $3, I think, or it typically goes on sale for like $3.
Yeah, that's about my price range. About my price range for a new car too is $3.
I wish.
And for $3 you could take away my old one. Um, so with the ASMR stuff, have you thought about maybe using that instrument of yours in voice acting?
I've considered it. I don't have any voice acting experience, however, and I know like a lot of voice actors will just say like go ahead and try,
Hmm.
but I tend to overthink
Yeah,
tend to overthink things, so it's hard for me to like dive in. So maybe at some point later I'll try.
yeah. But I'd love to hear that instrument of yours working in some of these things. I think it's you're going to get this from folks, and you probably already have. People say, "Well, why aren't you doing that?" Well, I mean, maybe you're
Mm,
not comfortable doing it right now.
mhm.
That's the thing. You still have to be comfortable in it to try. But um, you know, you got my vote if you want to give it a shot. It sounds really good.
Thank you. You'll
Yeah.
motivate me to make it like at least try for one thing this year. Maybe I'll
Well,
do just one.
there are a lot of folks who go do the blind audition things, and I
Mhm.
had one guest who got themselves the prime role in the English version of an anime through a blind audition,
Mm.
and it was pretty amazing. They didn't even know what they were
Mhm.
applying for.
That's super cool.
Yeah, and Admiral Trina, she's pretty amazing. Um,
Mm.
and I just love to hear. I don't know if you watch a whole lot of VTubing now that you're in the group, but I'd love to hear the talents of all the folks involved. Um, we wouldn't hear that otherwise if we didn't
Mhm.
have this. Like your voice, for example, I wouldn't have heard you and your personality and all this stuff if it wasn't for VTubing.
Mm.
Um, are there times when you're on and you have a few folks in chat that you sit back and say, "This is pretty awesome"?
Yeah, I'm extremely grateful. I mean, what an honor it is that anybody watches me at all, right? Like, I mean, I could be sitting around with like zero people, so I'm eternally grateful for anybody and everybody. I mean, I'm literally being interviewed by you right now. I'm
Oh,
grateful for this too.
well, I appreciate
I
that, but
mean,
yeah,
like, yeah.
I'm appreciative that people still want to talk to the old man after all this time. But it's great to hear when people get a chance to spread their wings a little bit. Um,
Mhm.
and I and it's like watching somebody take their first steps a little bit,
Mhm.
I guess. And I really do hope that you get everything you want out of it.
Oh, thank
Because
you.
that
That's
would
very
be
sweet.
that would be wonderful to hear that you're able to. Have you have you ever been on stage before?
No, actually, I mean, like, way back when in like high
Yeah,
school, like I used to do theater, but I was more of like the builder of like props
yeah,
and like setting up in like the back. I
yeah.
didn't really want to do stage stuff, mostly because of my social anxiety.
Oh, yeah. I was in the drama club for half of a semester.
Mm.
That was about it. I didn't never got on stage for that, but I did do like chorus and stuff, and then the voice changed, and I haven't hit a note since. And that's a long time.
Mm.
Even having that little bit of work behind the scenes Does that help you a little bit with having an audience, or is it something that you're learning every day still?
It's something I'm learning every day. That definitely did not help. It's so different,
Mm,
like talking to people and being people's entertainment versus like setting things up for the entertainment.
mm. Y- Being the entertainment, does that put any pressure on you when you go on, or is that something that you kind of set aside?
Sometimes, I mean, I definitely feel like imposter syndrome at times where I'm like, what am I even talking about? Like, it's just chatting stream.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I even doing? Like, when I'm doing like ASMR, I'm like, is this pleasing to anybody? Does anybody even like this? Like, what's going on here? But I just have to trust that people will tell me if they don't like it.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Okay. You go off on a topic and you're just going on and on. You realize that no one's responding to you. Like, okay,
Yeah, but like sometimes people are just enraptured, right? Like I
yeah,
usually look at comments where it's like, "Oh no, I was listening. I just wanted you to keep talking." And it's like, "Oh, okay." It's like, "Oh, I wasn't boring you. It's just you were listening."
that's right. I was just sitting there with my jaw open. Well, I mean, that's good too. I mean, when you realize that people are coming back for you, and not necessarily the games that you're playing or the types of streams. Um, for someone who has the social anxiety, does that does that spur you on to try more things? Does it frighten you, or does it do both?
It does both.
Mm,
Because it makes me wonder, like, when are they gonna leave? I mean, are they gonna leave one day? Am I not gonna be pleasing to them one day? Like, what's the thing that's gonna make them bounce?
yeah.
I think it puts a lot of pressure on me at times, but also that's the nature of streaming, right? That like your community may drift off, but you'll build it back up with other individuals that will like the new you as you
Hmm.
grow.
Yeah.
So it's something I've had to like kind of grieve and like come to terms with about like the nature of the space.
Yeah. It is a bit, but you do have those folks that stick around and come back and they move their schedule around so they can sync with your schedule of being on.
Hmm.
And that could be somebody sitting upside down from you on the other side of the planet.
Hmm.
Uh, the world gets bigger and smaller at the same time, which is just a wonderful conundrum to have. Um, and for you, has it I think that there's such a potential for it to open such a wide range of possibilities. Um, do you have that type of excitement when you look at what's ahead?
I would say so. I mean, like, I definitely want to grow. This is not a space where I'm like, I'm content where I am. It's like,
Mm,
no, I'm always thinking like, what's the next thing that I can do?
mm,
Because I am like creatively fulfilled by this,
mm.
by the VTubing space. So I'm like, oh, I have ideas for this week, or I'll change things up this week and we'll do something else like this. Like, even if it's comfy cozy, there's still ways for me to like switch it up.
Yeah. And so, were you an artist when you were younger?
Yeah, I'm actually an artist,
Still an
like
artist now?
outside of this
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. An actual artiste. uh,
Yeah, I'm spending I spent a lot of money to go to college for art, actually.
wow.
So
Oh, I gotta ask you this because I asked this of all of the artist folks. Did that were did they take did they take you apart before putting you back together, or did they allow you to keep your your individual talent going into art school?
I think art school is not for everybody, but for me, it was one of the best things I ever did.
Mm,
I think it really shaped who I am as an artist now, and I got to learn a lot, not just professionally, but personally about who I am.
mm,
So, I mean, I think it was money well spent.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear some stories where people who are who go in, the first thing they do, they go, all your stuff is wrong. Here, start from this point, and they kind of lose the
Mm.
confidence in going in. Um, but for you, it was kind of a booster.
Yeah, I think for those individuals, that happens if you have like one style of art that you're very particular about. I'm not that way.
Mm.
I didn't actually have a focus, and I didn't graduate with a focus. My degree is just like art. It's like I wanted to be kind of good at everything. I was like, oh, I love art as it is. I didn't want to just pick one thing,
Yeah.
so I didn't feel creatively stifled in at art school because I was able to do everything, which is what I wanted.
So, so did you work in all sorts of different types of art while you were there?
Yeah, actually, well, I got a scholarship to go to college because my initial, I guess if I had to say it, like focus was like sculptural art and installations. So I
Ooh.
did a lot of like performance art, which I know again, contradictory. We're back to that.
No,
It's like, oh, you
no,
have social anxiety, but then you did performance art. Listen, I know.
no. I think it's fascinating. I think that's fascinating. That 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 indicates to me that at inside you there is a um, whether you recognize it or not, there is enough confidence to show people, this is what I think, this is what I do. Now you just got to find a way to where to put that and use it. Is
There's an
the
outgoing person inside of me just
Yeah,
wanting to break free.
is battling with you constantly.
Oh yeah.
Feed it pizza rolls. It does help. Um,
Mhm.
the I was it sculpture or was it molding clay, that type of thing, or both?
So no, it was like sculptural
Oh,
art. So like
ooh,
I'd build these like 3D like installations, these like giant installations that were like rooms wide.
whoa,
Yeah. I like to go big.
man. Well, for somebody who says they don't have focus, that's a lot of focus.
Well, a little bit, a little bit.
It's a whole room full.
A little
That's
bit, a little bit.
me and I have a lot of focus, but you have some vision. I'll give you that.
Mm.
Um, how do you come up with something like that, or does it come gradually, or does the vision for something like that come in one swell swoop?
Um, it's like both.
Mm,
Sometimes an idea just comes to me and I know exactly what I want to do, and other times it like builds where I'm like, I think I want to do this, but I don't have like the full idea for it, and it comes to me later.
mm. And wow, I want to ask you so many questions, but I don't want to dox you out by doing it either. So
Thank you.
I will I I will I will rein in that particular hound for now.
Mhm.
But still, I'm amazed by folks who are able to not just have that vision, but have the ability to effectively translate that into something somebody else can see. Um,
Mhm.
that would be so frustrating for me because I have all the time I have these ideas in my head, but I can't get them out to anybody. Of course, a lot of them
Mhm.
probably shouldn't see the light of day anyway. But you found the ability to do that before you went to school or after you went to school?
Before I went to school.
Mm. So,
Yeah, and then I got a scholarship to go to school.
oh,
And oh, just to answer your question from earlier, because it kind of got off on a little tangent, but I got in for like my sculptures and like my installations and my performance art. But then when I got to college, they were like, "Yeah, we've seen enough of that. Do you know how to draw and paint?" And I
yeah.
was like, sort of, kind of, yes. So they really wanted to see a lot of like 2D stuff, so I focused a lot of that. I
Mm.
focused on a lot of that in college, which
So,
was really fun for me.
so which? I'm going to ask you to name your favorite child here, I guess. But which, if you were to get one style and one style alone to do for something your favorite, which would it be?
Oh my god. I think I'd have to go back to, performance art or installations. There's just something so beautiful about watching other people, inviting other people into your art.
Mm,
It's not just you're viewing it, the people are a part of your art, which is the best part for me.
that is really neat.
Mhm.
I I I I envy that.
Mhm.
I envy that. I just don't. I just it's just something that I can't fathom. But
Mhm.
I can appreciate when other people are able to do that, and certainly I'm certainly awed by it when it's out there and it's good. And you do you ever get to the point where you've enjoyed what you've done, or do you always go back and tweak it?
Mm,
Truth now.
I'm thinking. I think when it comes to like my 3D works, I get to the point of resolution very quickly
Mm.
because there's a point where you need to stop. But I think for my 2D works, I just close the books because I have to move on to something else.
Ah, yeah.
I will spend a lot of more time tweaking on like drawings or paintings than for my 3D stuff.
There was an episode of Malcolm in the Middle where the father decides he's going to paint a masterpiece in his garage. And he gets this giant canvas, and he gets it done, and then everybody's like, "Oh yeah, it's really good." And then we never actually see the painting. I think, and he just and he starts messing with it, and it becomes something different. And, oh yeah, it's really good. No, and by the time he's done, it's just basically this gray black all
Mm.
over it. It's done. Artists just can't stop messing with things every once in a while. Um,
Yep.
so, what about commissions? Do you take commissions?
I used to when I first started VTubing. I don't do like full commissions anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I recently reopened them for like small chibis,
Mm-hmm.
but that's the most I can do at this point in time. Mostly just because I don't enjoy working for others.
I
I
understand
don't
that
enjoy the
completely.
commission process.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're not the average artist, are you? I mean, you've got a lot of different avenues to express yourself,
Mm,
and especially like performance art really wouldn't go for that, would it? I mean,
no.
that should be very personal, what you want to have expressed in that sort of thing. Would you say
Mm.
that the cosplay you were doing is performance art?
Mm, I think it can be, depending. That's
Yeah,
a good question.
yeah.
Um, I think it can be. I think cosplay can be performance art. I think it depends on whether or not you define it as a performance.
Mm. Well, there's some people who do.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's some people put on some amazing performances. I get interested in how they put things together,
Mm,
because I call it MacGyvering things,
mm.
where you have you have a pipe cleaner and a piece of tape. Now make a scimitar out of it,
Hmm.
and
Anything and everything.
yeah, and they are able to do that sort of thing.
Mm.
With your art in the past, have you had to do things like that where you didn't exactly know how you were going to express something, but you had to keep experimenting until you came up with the right tool?
Pretty much. I mean, like, there's been times where I've only had like a certain amount of materials. Like, honestly, what you're saying, I'm like, well,
Yeah.
we're gonna figure out how to build this at some point.
Lots of styrofoam.
Or Amazon cardboard boxes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Cardboard boxes aren't just for cats,
Hmm.
although they are for our cats. And usually about seven of them in box at any time around the house. Um, so where do you stand right now with art, and what does it mean to you? Um, I would like to hear it in your words. What does art in general mean to you?
Well, for me personally, like art is my life. It's always been my life. It's been an avenue for my own personal growth, change, and expression.
Hmm.
And I can't imagine a me without it.
Neat. I. It's just I'm smiling. Hope people understand this because I to hear you talk about it, it's obviously such a big part of you as a person, and you get to share so much of yourself with it, and
Mhm.
people enjoy it. That's the fulfillment has got to be amazing to that when that happens.
Mm. Yeah, it really is. Because old art is also an avenue where I get to be vulnerable. I get to
Mm,
lay my vulnerabilities out on the table,
right.
and be received, as you're saying, with positive regard, which
Yeah.
always feels good.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, have there been times when you didn't always get positive feedback?
I mean, in art school, most definitely, my
Yeah.
professors tore me a new one at times.
Oh, ouch. So, how did you bounce
But
back from that?
I'm sorry?
How did you bounce back from that?
Well, I mean, that's the work. I mean, you have to receive critique in order to get better,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
I mean, I remember this one critique which sticks with me forever where my professor critique is basically just where you put your art up in front of the room and everybody goes around and gives their, critiques
Right.
about
Right.
your work. So you do it in front of the entire class along with the professor. And it is like a public shaming
Oh.
is what it is essentially.
Oh
But it's
boy.
good for you actually. You learn a lot in the critique and you learn how to take criticism and also give it back to others. And my professor in front of the entire class went, I don't know why you put this up on the wall because this is like C class work and you're an A student.
Mm. Yeah. Well, that is kind of tearing you, but it's also giving you a backhanded compliment at the same time.
Yeah, it sucked to hear. It was awful. I went into the bathroom and I cried, and then
Yeah.
I picked myself up and I went back into the class and I asked if I can do another one.
Yes.
And the next one that I did, he was like, this is the work that I expect from you. I don't even know why you turned the other one in. And you
Yeah.
know what? In hindsight, I looked at it and I'm like, I actually don't know why I turned that in.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was bad.
Well, even for artists, even they put out what's not their best work, it's still a big piece of them
Mm.
that goes out there. I mean, if you're confident enough to put that up, I would think, not having any artistic ability whatsoever, um, I would think you'd still got some heart in it. Um,
It had heart, but I wasn't pushing myself to my full potential.
mm, well, yeah, and you got told that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has that type of criticism helped you in other areas of your life?
Mm. I think so, because I think I often underestimate my own abilities.
Mm,
I undervalue myself a lot.
mm,
So when I'm told by others that it's like, actually, you could do that, or actually, I don't see why you wouldn't do that, um, it makes me like question. It's like, oh yeah, like why wouldn't I do that?
well, I mean, sometimes it seems like people are getting a little personal though when they do that, isn't it? Um, I
Mm.
mean, even me saying you should do voice acting, it's like, yeah, well, shut up, old man. You don't. Well, I do. I mean, you
Well, it's like my choice at the end of the day, right? It's like
right.
I could shut you down, and also I think it's important to look at what other people see in you as well, because
Yeah,
sometimes you don't always see your best qualities.
yeah, yeah. It it sometimes it can be inspiring, sometimes just irritating. You ever get the urge just to tell everybody to shut up?
All the time.
uh, we wait with bated breath when Puppkat tells everybody to shut up.
Don't worry, you're safe.
No, I'm married. I'm not safe. No, I know the redheaded Hoosier awaits in the other room, waiting to make me do things I don't
Mm.
want to do. Um, so getting through the college and getting through the classes, coming out the other side, um, were you prepared for those classes to be over?
Oh yeah, I graduated early.
Oh,
So
dang.
yeah, I graduated early, so I was ready.
Mm. You I'm sorry. I'm laughing because you give off this vibe of where you don't seem you don't seem to want to brag on yourself. And
I mean, I did just say earlier, I undervalue myself a
yeah,
lot.
and but then it's like, oh, by the way, I I do this type of art and I do this type this and you're so accomplished, so much more than the average person, and so talented in order to do these sort of things and get and graduate early from this class. There's going to be a lot of people, not just me, who go like, "Damn, you're pretty awesome."
Thank you.
Take the win. So, do you get people who question you as a well? You got all this talent. Why don't you do this? That type of thing. And does that bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me in any way, shape, or form. I think when people say that to me, I ask them why they don't do it. Like, you
Well,
can do the same thing that I can do. Honestly,
mm,
you can do it too.
I think there's laws against that for me. I,
Well,
I really do think that the state has. I have to go across the state line in order to do anything like that. Um, the folks who can't do things or aren't able to do things will never understand why the folks who can don't.
mm,
Um, that's just whether it's sports, whether it's writing, whether it's art, um, any entertainment, singing, that sort of thing. It's very tough for us in the peanut gallery to
mm,
understand that sort of thing. Do you think you've been able to cross that barrier a bit with your artwork?
mm. Can you rephrase the question?
Yes. Do you think that you've been able to, with what you've been able to do, the various um, fields of art that you've entered and worked in, do you think that you've been able to have the people who look at and enjoy your art completely understand what you were wanting to do with it?
Mm, I'd
Make
like to say that I think so,
you know?
but ultimately, I don't ever know what's going on in somebody else's head.
Mhm.
So maybe.
What about if somebody comes up with something completely off the wall? You do some sort of performance art, and somebody says, "Oh, that perfectly it harkens back to medieval French times when this, that, and the other." And you're like, "What?"
I mean, I'm not bothered by that. That's just their interpretation of my art. Isn't
Yeah,
that the beauty of art that you're able to interpret it in so many different ways? It's like, regardless of my intent of it, it's
yeah,
like you're still enjoying it and participating in the medium of conversation, of analyzing it. I'm grateful for that.
yeah. And it's your art. It's what you put
Mm,
together. It's directly from the interior of you that it comes out of.
mm.
Um, Boy, I envy you be able to do that. Um, I
You
would.
can do it too.
Yeah. I did a stick figure once, and even the
And that's beautiful.
I did a stick figure, and the AI wouldn't take it. That tells you how bad it was.
I'm sure it was fine.
it,
AI sucks anyways. You're all good.
it definitely does. It even affects announcers too. That stuff, which is really
Mm.
awful. Do you is there a type of art that you haven't done yet that you would like to try?
Mm.
Like,
Well, I'm not that good at crocheting
ah,
or knitting.
yeah, that's the. Yeah, I actually tried that when I was younger because my grandmother was really good at it, and I'm unfortunately cross-handed,
Mm.
so I was kind of doing it upside down, and it's one of the reasons why I still can't tie my shoes very well. When you don't know which hand is dominant, it doesn't really work out great. That sort of thing. Um, is what about um, singing?
I'm open to doing singing. I did like a karaoke stream really early into like me being a VTuber, and I did get people weren't being mean,
Yeah.
but they were.
Well, I
I
mean,
know people were being like jovially mean, right?
yeah,
They were
yeah,
like, "Oh, you didn't hit that note. You
yeah.
didn't do this."
Well, it's
But I
karaoke.
took it personally. I was like,
Oh,
"Oh, okay. I'm never doing
oh,
another singing stream ever again. Y'all will never
ouch.
hear me
Yes,
sing."
yes. Well, I mean, at karaoke, you're not supposed to hit all the notes. I mean, that's otherwise you'd be doing a concert. It's totally different. Um,
Mhm.
if you saw the right type of musical song, would you give it a try?
be very open to it. I mean, I've thought about like doing a cover or something like that, but I just don't have the bandwidth for it at the moment.
Yeah,
But I'd be open to it in the future.
cool. Have you ever used music as art or in your artwork?
Um, yes, I mean, I actually used to do band. I used to do band, and I actually used to play a variety of instruments, drums, saxophone, well, as tenor sax,
I I played tenor
the
sax too.
cornet.
I played tenor sax in sixth grade. All we had was whole notes. That was all we did because there weren't any tenor sax parts in sixth grade. Uh,
I mean, I wouldn't be able to play it now. I haven't not practiced. I used to also play like piano. I play guitar and ukulele more so now than anything. So I've used it sporadically in my art before, but not so much recently.
I only play all the instruments. Every instrument. I'm a one person orchestra. Is what I am.
Would not be that great at some of these now.
Well, I mean that just the sheer difference between playing a reeded instrument and playing the other things is pretty crazy. But um, it's when did you realize that you had all of this creativity inside you?
I don't think I ever thought about it. I think I just always wanted to create. Like I genuinely cannot think of a moment
Yeah.
in my life where I didn't want to make something or enjoy something. Like when I say that I like all types of art, I truly mean like all types of art, like movies, music, like
Mm.
video, like videography. Like I did camera work at one point in my life. Like I love just art in its most like general sense. So
Yeah.
like even as a kid, I remember I had this like tattoo business. For a quarter, I'll draw on your arm in Crayola.
That is, I tip my hat to you. You had game. Go get them.
Got so many lollipops, so many.
The teeth didn't help with it, but yeah, everything else was good.
I got at least one cavity for sure.
That's right. That is really neat. And I would love to see you put together something with everything that's available on the internet, the programs now. Could you see yourself putting together some sort of multimedia um, art extravaganza type thing with what's available on the internet?
Ooh, that's a lot. That'd be a
Yeah.
lot of work.
Yeah.
Um,
I ain't putting
I
it past
mean,
you, but
could I do it?
yeah.
Yes. Will I do it and when? Who knows?
Hmm. I, 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 I'm going to encourage you without encouraging you. How about that?
Okay.
Because obviously, I also want to thank you because um, having the confidence enough to share those wonderful abilities of yours and insight and um, art and your you yourself with everybody,
Mm.
especially battling like social anxiety and other things. That's that says a lot. That shows what a triumph you really are at this point.
Mm.
That you're doing this, you're enjoying yourself, you're expressing yourself, and folks are enjoying that. Um, how many more wins do you want?
I'll take them all.
Well, you get them from me, and with that, you can buy absolutely nothing. But um, thank you so much for coming on. I, it's just it's wonderful to talk with someone who's so creative and and so willing to share with everybody. Um,
Thank you.
I hope we can get a lot more people over to what you're doing. We'll have the links in the description for this video, and please let me know if you got some big things coming up in the future. We'll publicize it as much as we can. You just keep shining, please, for us.
Thank you. I'll try.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.